mix of a lot of people who ended up at this church assembly that I went to, were people that my mom had either grown up with or had known or had lived with her parents because they were hotel owners, motel owners. Um, there back in the 60s and 70s and 80s, and I don't know when she sold it. I think like 87 or 88. Um, right there where the Delta Sonic is now. But anyway, when I lived in DC, these people who I lived with, this couple, they were part of this different type of church. It was a church called, at the time, they called it Christ Church. I think they added Christ Church on Embassy Row, and it's changed now to a different name, I think. But it's pastored by David and Carol Owens, and I don't even know where they are anymore. But at the time, um, and I remember being stunned because I'd never been to an Assembly of God that was like a hardcore Assembly of God. Because the one I grew up in wasn't like that. But I'd never been to a church like that, that people loved you. You know, they were excited to see you. How was your day? You know, they were excited about what you wore. They complimented you if you did something well, and were there for you just to be there for you because they wanted to be. You weren't part of the B list, you know. And these are people who lived and worked in Washington on Capitol Hill and like covered Congress and for newspapers and national, I think it was National Review and other people, and like, and I remember crying on my drive home thinking I had to go back to that church that I couldn't stand. And I don't know why. I wasn't there very long, and I ended up going back to the one I grew up in, but churches can really kill you. And I will tell you that it wasn't long after I went to that, after I went back home and back there, that I just walked away from my faith. Like, I just didn't care. You, you know, people don't care about you when they don't call you and they don't show up. They, they see you in church and they tell you why you should be down. I mean, literally, like this woman, I'll never forget her grabbing me by my collar and telling me I should have been down praying at the altar. And this woman, man, she was something else. This old lady, I used to like to play games with her and tell her I was out drinking the night before and things like that. It's totally not me, but I just didn't care. You know, like, you're gonna mess with me, you might as well at least make it worth something, right? You know, so at least it's worth a laugh. But I remember there was never this continuity, this feeling of love at this place. It didn't matter what pastor there was there. And so there's people that I lived with in DC that I went to this church. It was great. I really respect them, and I was, you know, she mentioned to me once, you know, it might be wise to not talk about what you're going through until after you've kind of gone through it, and God can get the glory from it and all this. And I totally respect it, and I'm so grateful that she told me that. But I'm gonna go against it here because there are people. It makes me so angry to see people who are happy, who have turned other people's lives upside down. It makes me so angry. I saw a picture the other day, and if I could have ripped it from the screen of my cell phone, I would have, because of one of the people in this particular picture deserves to be in hell. And I don't mean that in the sense of we all are humans and we all deserve to be in hell. I mean like hell, like narcissistic, psychopath, sadistic, horrible person. And that person's happy. And I'm here. And I didn't, I debated on how much I would say this because it is